Hello and welcome to West Side Wise Wednesdays, presented to you by Quest Communities and connected to you by AT&T, where we are giving you the news that you can use with the information that you cannot refuse. Let's get into it. Okay, we are back. Thank y'all so much for being here with us. I'm going to get right back into this conversation with Mrs. Marci Collier-Overstreet, District 11, City of Atlanta Councilwoman. Okay, so Marci, we were speaking about AT&T a little bit earlier. So aside from the AT&T, the connected learning centers, I know in English Avenue, Vine City neighborhoods that we're in right now, again, that I live in, there's a lot of activity from AT&T providing other services besides the connected centers, such as I see them laying a whole lot of like fiber internet, right, which we very much so need. And I understand the similarities. We spoke about that a little bit earlier between your neighborhood, your District 11 and my District 3, and quite frankly, a lot of the common disadvantages, right? Can we talk a little bit about the Affordable Connectivity Program that's helping to remedy some of these digital divide problems that we have? The program, I believe I actually have it. I'm a recipient of the ACP program. Yes, I am. Okay. And I had my testimony on a Westside Future Fund Summit a little bit earlier this year. And so I have internet for $10. Okay. So that is extremely affordable. And I heard that with this program now, it could actually be $0 a month, which is even better. How important do you think it is to have awesome internet like fiber? First of all, was like cutting edge, but for either $0 or $10 a month, how important is that for our neighborhoods?
It's extremely important. Yes. Because it's one thing to actually introduce someone to something that they don't have because it's unaffordable, to give it to them and then they can't maintain it.
Exactly.
So now you've started them on the path that you want them to have, and they can't maintain it. This program will allow that, and it's invaluable. I want one.
I know, right? Like, I want it too. Like, I just paid my AT&T bill today, actually, and I was like, look at that $10 internet.
That's
not direct TV, but it's a little higher.
Let me tell you something. I would trade 300 channels.
Yeah, I would.
That I never watch.
Anyway, to get that $10.
For a $10, internet fee.
And it's so
I would do
simple.
that today.
Absolutely. Just $10. There's no fees. There's nothing you don't understand. I mean, It's literally there. And every time I see it, I'm like, wow. Right. And again, so we're talking about high quality internet too. Not it doesn't act like $10 internet.
Not broadband. What do they call it?
DSL? Dial up.
Not dial up. Right. Not dial up.
We're going way back. We're showing our age,
Not
Marci.
the 3 generations ago. But.
We're showing our age. Yes, I remember America Online, actually, when you had to call in.
Oh,
Let me stop.
I do too. And you had to wait.
Age. You did have to wait. And if you didn't get a line, it had different phone numbers to try.
I remember no internet at all. I'm just saying.
If
we're being real.
If we're being real, there's no internet, rotary phones and all that.
No such thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
None of that.
But.
And so, yes, when I had my testimony about having the ACP program through AT&T, I almost was in tears when I was explaining. I had left my ex-husband. I had this 1-year-old baby, and I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. I didn't have anything, okay? But I did have my $10 internet. It allowed me to look for jobs, look for training programs to get back in the job market.
That's right.
Apply for schools for my baby. Yes, it does. And so that's kind of how I got here today, from that testimony that I had, and then they sent it to AT&T, and they were like, I like that message. So
I love that message. I remember meeting you with that.
Yeah. Yes, definitely, for sure. So this is how this relationship started, y'all. Okay. All right. And also, we're going to switch gears just a little bit. So I see that you were recently elected as the new Atlanta Region Transit Link Authority, the new board member for District 8. Congratulations, first of all. Can you tell me a little about the Atlanta Region Transit Link Authority? First of all, I'll start with that.
Okay. So the name that everyone usually knows it by is the ATL.
The ATL,
yeah.
Okay.
So it's a board that oversees a regional view of our transportation.
Gotcha.
So that would be Greta and CERTA and MARTA and all of the counties that Atlanta and all of our surrounding counties.
That's huge.
Because what we found and how this all came about is no one was on the same page about the direction that we were going as a region in transportation.
Wow. Got you. No, we're not on the same page at all.
No. Wow. But that's what the board is for, is to make sure that we're working on streamlining all of our offerings. Where are we with that? The accountability is there, and just making sure that everyone's on the same page with that. So we vote on priority investment lists. We vote on what's up next. To make sure the hopper is always full of the direction that we should be going. And so these are all of the people, the leadership in different areas, as they're developers. They're electeds. They're like Chairman Pitts is on there with me. Mr. Thurman, CEO Thurman's on there.
That's awesome.
Russell McMurray, who is over GDOT, he's on the board. Commissioner Felicia Franklin, who is commissioner from Clayton County, she's on there too. So it's a wide variety of developers and electeds and just decision makers.
Yeah, which is what you need to get that view from different people.
All quadrants to make sure that we are on the same page where our direction of transportation is concerned. And so it really is invaluable because no longer will we be working in silos.
Yes, that's true.
Because
it's all together.
It all affects. Once upon a time, if you look at it from, again, the olden days, because you got to know where you came from so you'll know where you're going.
Absolutely.
We thought that Alpharetta was out of town.
Like
it's really far.
Just so far.
Yeah, that's really, really far. We thought that Marietta, oh my gosh, that's just really far. Decatur was Decatur, and Atlanta was Atlanta. Now it's all Atlanta.
Yeah, yes.
When everyone just says I'm from Atlanta.
That's true,
and that's from everywhere because now people can work literally in Macon, Georgia.
Yeah,
and come into the city every day.
Really?
So can you imagine all of the places in between that depend on us to get our transportation right?
So it does stretch to Macon?
No, not all the way to Macon.
Not all the way. Okay.
But what I'm saying is But it is a regional lens, though, because it's still GDOT. So it's always a regional lens. We will always have our hands in figuring out what's happening around Georgia, because there's Atlanta is Mecca.
Yes, of course.
So we have to know what is happening everywhere.
I completely agree.
So that's what this is about. That's what that translates. So I love it for that reason, because you are not just talking about city business. You're talking, so you can't be selfish.
No, cannot.
I can't be at my board meeting only thinking about Campbellton Road.
Yeah. So it just makes it wider,
it just
broader.
Expands. Yeah. It expands the reach, and it gives a north point to what we're doing it for.
Yeah.
It makes it so that we're making sure that this transportation does no harm to that. This scope does no harm to that, and that they're all working together.
And it's seamless,
what we're doing. It makes it seamless.
Yes, that is awesome. My CEO here at Quest, Mr. Leonard Adams, I think he calls it the North Star.
Yes,
he always says that. Okay. Yeah, I get that from him for sure. Okay, that is. I got some information to look up. DATL. Okay, do some research. I always leave here with so much information that I need to look up. So this is awesome. Switching gears a little bit more. Mommy Knows Best. Is that your LLC?
It was. Well, so it still is. But I don't have time like I used to.
I know what you mean.
And it was a baby of mine.
It's still gonna be there. Still there.
Yeah, I can't say that I have abandoned it forever, but I will say in 5 years I've not had a chance to dig into it like I used to.
What does it do? What services?
When I was after I retired from Delta Airlines. I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And I found that, being a PTA president and then I would be room moms or whatever, it's still organizing and, being entrenched in volunteerism, right? And so many moms that had to work, I found them to be so guilty, and that hurt my feelings so much, because I was a product of a working mom.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah, single working mom. So, I know the challenges of being a working mom from that lens, from knowing the decisions that my mother had to make day in and day out.
Yes.
And
sacrifices.
And the sacrifices and all of that. So when I saw women in the workforce having children that I was blessed enough to be able to sit there with them, during Teacher Appreciation Day, or at these meetings after work, or during the school days, just helping out around the schools, volunteering.
That is awesome.
The mothers were so guilty that they weren't able to do that. I mean, to tears guilty. It hurts us as moms to make these decisions.
For sure.
And so I started Mommy Knows Best because I wanted to reach out to those moms to make sure that they knew they were supported.
Absolutely, yes.
If you want to be a hand in our classroom, you tell me what you can do.
Got you.
You can send in cupcakes, and I'll make sure everyone knows that they're from you.
Absolutely.
You can, I wanted to help them however they could, wherever that was. So I would made the sign up list for that. But then as my children start getting older, I start seeing how it was time for them to the children to start doing like interviews for college and writing essays and interviews for even just work studies, and how unprofessional our kids are. They don't know what it takes, to grab a job.
No,
they can't. So I actually wrote a book about business etiquette, and I focused it on making sure that teens and tweens and young adults were able to be ready for the workforce, and I wanted to share that with moms and those teens. So I would go around and have etiquette classes and give the books out.
Marci,
so it was just a labor of love.
Yes, it sounds like it.
It makes $0.
It does. You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's not that kind of business.
No, it doesn't matter. The thing is, and so when I pulled your bio and did my research, I saw that. And being a single mother, my baby he's 7 now, and I left his dad. I don't mind telling my own business anywhere if it's gonna benefit someone.
Right.
And so 6 years, it's just been me and him. I mean, literally me and him every day. So that definitely jumped out at me. And I don't really have a lot of mom guilt though. I feel like I do my best every day.
Right.
And whatever ain't done at the end of the day,
that's wonderful.
God has given me that has allowed me to give myself
that
grace. Yeah.
No, that's a gift.
Is it? Thank God. Yeah. I don't really
No, it is.
guilty.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I do my best. I'm like, if I'm doing my best.
You left it on the field.
Hey,
what else can you do?
That's it. Absolutely.
That's right.
You are, it sounds like, I'm like, how many lives have you lived? And you're sitting here looking 30. And you talk like 6 lives.
No, like seriously. But
gosh.
Yeah, so I have told, and I tell people this all the time. They're like, well, it's hard to kind of figure what your passion is. I was like, well, it changes.
Exactly. It's evolving.
Right.
I evolve, as I grow, as I learn.
That's right. What I loved one minute, I still like it, but goodness, that caught my attention, and I dig in.
I feel like I'm evolving quicker as I get older, which is crazy. And our lives just sound so much alike. Okay, you were talking about etiquette, and I have always, we have a lot of money coming into this community. A lot of people are investing into a lot of things for our children, STEM and education and reading. I mean, of course, that's awesome, and we really need all of that. But I'm like, there's one thing these children are going to be missing, and that's the etiquette portion. So you can have the education, you can have the well-written resume that someone helped you with. You could have taken the AP classes or whatever the thing is, but when you show up to an interview and you don't show up correctly, you're not going to really get the job or the opportunity anyway. So etiquette to me is extremely important. It's crazy that you mentioned that. You said you were a flight attendant.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody knows. I was a flight attendant for 8.5 years for United from 2000 to 2008. I was actually in the middle of a trip during 9/11. And I was a stay-at-home mom too. So it's crazy.
Right. So maybe that's how I connected with you.
There you go.
General.
Connected.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Seriously.
Yep. So Miss Marci, I again appreciate you so much for being here today. Again, y'all, we have Mrs. Marci Collier-Overstreet. Is it councilwoman? How do they call it? Council member?
All of it. I
like
council
that.
member, councilwoman. That boggles my tongue a lot.
Yeah, me too, actually. It's kind of hard to spit it out.
Councilwoman, but I used to say council member Overstreet.
Council member Overstreet, District 11. Appreciate you being here again. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Get back with us. Come back and see us. We always got the information for y'all. All right.
I truly enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Marci. Take care. Hi, it's Ebony Ford, host of Westside Wise. Access to affordable, reliable, high-speed internet is more important than ever. That's why AT&T is furthering its efforts to help bridge the digital divide by offering new solutions that help households here in Atlanta and beyond stay connected to work, education, healthcare, and more. AT&T has worked to reduce barriers to the cost of home internet service. By combining access from AT&T, which provides low-cost internet service for eligible households, with the Federal Affordable Connectivity Program benefit, eligible households can get free home internet service. I discovered access from AT&T at a time when I had no car, no job, no money, no internet. It was the segue for me to be able to apply for benefits, look for childcare programs, look for jobs, and attend training. It literally was my foundation to be able to get back on my feet. And it all started with access from AT&T. Terms and restrictions apply. Speeds up to 100 megabits per second where available. Learn more at att.com/internet/access.